Look at me running around like I ain't doing nothing. Let's get it in. Boom, boom! Rise and shine. It's your morning marijuana motivation time. I'm your host with the most is Marky Saint, and every morning I get up and I am blessed to be alive. And this morning is no different. You saw me getting into this day, picking up stuff around the house, turning off the air conditioning. I mean, I'm live off the 95, getting in how I live, and then just excuse this intro real quick. Yes, indeed. It's your morning marijuana motivation time. And I was going live and I didn't even know. I pressed live in my pocket. Thing started to record and boom! Zodiac's on shirts, baby. Boom, baby, boom. I'm a Taurus. About that Taurus gang, Taurus life. If anybody wants a Taurus shirt, holler at your boy. Your boy. You know, the bull, you get the horns. You already know what time it is. So, besides the Zodiac's on shirts, this morning we're talking about pre-attitude. That's right. Your pre-attitude towards everything you've ever done in your whole entire life is going to dictate what's going to happen in your whole entire life. There are so many of us that do this. One thing that really sucks, we do this, oh, what should I wear? Well, you should wear your best attitude. If anybody had to ask you what you should wear, besides for a Saints Addiction shirt, besides for a Shirt Addict app, besides for Saints Giving, you need to be wearing your best attitude. And most people are like, what are you talking about, Saint? Well, let's go into it, shall we? I was learning on my, all I read is like self-help books and financial books, and that's what this morning marijuana motivation is about, is getting your mind right, money right, and your body right, right? So when you're all right, everything's all right. So when I'm trying to get right, it's my attitude. And I didn't even know it, but for the longest time, it's always been my attitude. Now, I've done a bunch of episodes on your attitude determines your altitude, but yesterday, when listening to the DVD from Larry Olson, he was talking about pre-attitude. Now, most people are like, what are you talking about, Saint? You know, it's your presumptions, your presumptions to the facts of what's about to happen. So we have false facts, right? Fake news. Here we go. When you go to a party, do you normally go, what should I wear? Who's going to be there? Do you pre-qualify the party? Have you ever been going to a movie and the person pre-qualified that they're going to get the worst seats, or going into a restaurant where they pre-qualified that they were going to get the worst table? That's the pre-attitude that I'm talking about. It's that premonition that we are going to have a worse outcome that's actually going to happen. We are literally crossing the bridge before we get to it because we have an attitude towards it. Now, here's what happened. And he did this in the class, I'll never forget, but it scared the shit out of everybody. He said, I want everybody to get up and sing in front of everybody. And everybody freaked the fuck out. My old business mentor, Richard Bajan, he passed away, bought everybody in the company these tickets, bought everybody in the company a ticket to go see this Larry Olson guy. And we took a whole week to learn from him. And I kept the course, and I popped the DVD back into my car yesterday. And what he was talking about was that attitude. So no one had to sing that day. But have you ever been in public and you had to public speak? Did fear arise from this public speaking? Does fear arrive often to you when you're in anxiety or social situations? This is the attitude that we're talking about. Now, people that are used to singing would be like, yes, it's singing day. They have the best attitude towards singing. That's the attitude I want you to have. Now, do you want to be singing in front of people? Probably not. You probably suck, but that's okay. That's a whole nother attitude. My point is that you are ready to take a shot at it. And that was the whole thing that most people don't do during the day. They're not ready to take their shot. And I'll talk about that more tomorrow, but they're not ready to risk it with their best, not only risk it for the biscuit, but risk it with their best attitude at it. That's the biggest thing, was our attitude had to be right. If we didn't have our attitude right, we're not in it. We're not in it. Everybody that's ever done anything in their whole entire life, you ever ask somebody, hey, what do you want some dinner? Sure. What do you want to eat? I don't care. Where do you want to go? I don't care. How many people have you argued with, like, bitch, pick something to eat, bitch, eat. Or where do you want to go in your life? I don't know. The whole world's out there, and you can't even throw a dart. If you don't know where you're going, you won't get there. And that's huge for people. They're like, well, how did you travel the world, Mark? I took a shot. And not only that, but I had a pre-attitude that it was going to be predestined better than what I was currently doing. So that was the risk of the whole situation, is you're going into situations assuming, making an ass out of you and me, that you're going to not like what's going on. I was talking to my buddy the other day, Ray. He was talking about the haters in the weed community, and there's plenty of haters. Haters make me famous. But the idea was that the guy said, I can't go to that. There's somebody there that I don't like. And I'm like, if you're going to get stopped by somebody that you don't like, you're never going to go anywhere. There's somewhere everywhere you go. I talked about it on the island, but he said the worst is when you don't like somebody, then you got to see them every day and you don't want to see them. That's the attitude. Your attitude's going to determine your altitude all day long, the rest of your life. And it's so important that you get your mind right. That's why this show's so key, is that we need to key in on ourselves. We forgot how to key in. We literally just let something happen, and then it just comes out, and we were like, oh, I'm here right now? Yeah, your attitude's here right now. Not just the clothes you wore, because you probably took more time picking out the clothes that you wanted to wear than your attitude you wanted to wear. And people don't realize that they're wearing an attitude. They pre-assume that, oh, that girl Cindy's going to be there. I'm not going to like that. I'm not going to go. Or, oh, it's going to be a long-ass time. How do you know? How do you know the future unless you describe it? How do you know the future unless you dream in detail? The future can be anything that you determine it with your attitude. So you got to get your mind right up here first. And that was the huge aha moment, was like, I've been there. And you know it, and I know it. As soon as I said, you got to start singing, your fear goes up. You're like, oh no, my experience has been that I'm going to be judged by my peers, and it's all going to be bad from here, and they're all going to make fun of me and the way that I sing. No, fuck that, bro. How about this is my new experience? I've never sang in public before. I've spoken in front of 5,000 people, but it's always something new. It's always something challenging inside of us that gets our blood glowing. Hey, you're about to go jump out of a plane. You're not going to act normal. Your attitude is going to start to change because of what your brain's telling you. It's sending you automatic expressions of emotions that you don't even know what's about to happen, or the chemicals that are going inside of you. But your brain is teaching you this is what you should be prepared for. You should be prepared to jump out of this plane. You should be prepared to be anything in front of you. Anxiety, high blood pressure, all this stuff comes up, and that's your pre-attitude towards it. Now, a person that's jumped out of a plane many times is already excited. They probably got up early this morning and couldn't wait to start working out and doing whatever it took to make it happen. That's their attitude towards it, and it increases the awesomeness of every occasion because their attitude was right. And that's what I wanted for you to get, is your mind right. Every morning, just be like, yo, I've got to go do this thing. I'm locked in on it, but I'm going to change my perspective to it. I'm going to change my attitude towards it, and that is going to change the outcome. And now you got the morning marijuana motivation. That's the message right there, is that I'm going to pre-change my attitude towards every situation. I'm going to bump up my energy and say, I'm bringing my A game. That's it. Everybody that's ever done it in your 4 agreements, always do your best. Bring your A game. And then when you're bringing your A game, then your whole attitude will change, the whole environment. It'll change every room you've ever walked in. And that is the blessing that is Saints brand. That's us shining out the darkness. That's us pre-prescribing something better in our lives and saying, I want better. I want better for my life, and I want better for other people. And that's a saintly way to act and think. So if you got it in your heart to give more of yourself, if you got it inside of you to be a better person, if you want that light to shine, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. I love my life! I love my life so hard, man, and it's all because my attitude changed towards it, and my life reflected that. So I want your life to reflect your new attitude. I want you to wear a new shirt every day, like a new mood, and I want you to change your future by changing your attitude. That's your morning marijuana motivation on my heart from the start. It's your boy Marky Saint, Saints Addiction, peace and love. And as always, Shigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever. Finish. I will see you on the other side. Thank you for taking your time to have 10 minutes of shine with me this morning. If you got anything out of this message, like, follow, share, subscribe, and donate. Saints giving. It's about giving over taking, and that's what I'm doing now. Peace. I'll see you on the side.